Hi friends, welcome back to Fullest guys. Like we are back for the review of the final day, the reserve day of the World Test Championship, and we know it's been a bit late to come up with our review. It's because we didn't have time to come together, and even now Manu is missing. So we were hoping the match would go on a good note to a draw when the fifth day ended. But again, the Indians screwed it up. Like we said the other day, it's Pujara who should have stayed with Kohli, because after that the only genuine batsman who was there is Rahane. And Pant, we cannot expect that like he can stay there. And like, he is a player who can come, have a run and then go. So can't blame on Pant, but I would definitely blame Pujara for what he's doing these days, and what Kohli and Rahane could not do by sticking on at least for one. I would have India would have had a chance if they would have stayed there for at least 1.5 sessions, right? So at least they would have scored some more runs. And see what the Indian lower order did. Like New Zealand lower order, they scored 58 runs from the 58 runs, and the Indian lower order couldn't add. I don't think they added more than 10 or 15 runs. So again, I don't know what to say. Like we expected New Zealand to win, and India was underdogs from when the game started. But India did well in the first innings compared to what they have been they were expected, and they bowled well except for the last to the tailenders. But for me, I think the approach or the attitude of the Indian players are not that great. Otherwise, India could have easily gone or could have got a draw there. ഇതെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ കൊണ്ട് കളഞ്ഞു. അത് തന്നെയാണ് പറയാനുള്ളത്. കൊണ്ട് കളഞ്ഞാൽ ഡ്രോയിലേക്ക് പോകാവുന്ന ഒരു കളി അവർ കൊണ്ട് കളഞ്ഞു. That's what I feel. And New Zealand did well, and they deserved it. Well deserved win for New Zealand, because they had the upper hand always during the World Test Championship series throughout. They were the better team. Indians were not the better team. New Zealand even beat India in New Zealand. So they were better, and in these conditions they were the supreme. I'll pass on to Arun. What does Arun have to say on this?
So thank you, Naga. നമ്മൾ ലാസ്റ്റ് ഡേ പറഞ്ഞു there was only two results for this test. That was either a New Zealand win or a draw, and we hoped and expected that Kohli and Pujara might stay for a while, and then we could get to that draw. But Pujara and Kohli, I think both went to the pavilion in a span of 10 deliveries, and that changed the complexion of the game. But I must say that India have lost this, yes, because of Kohli and Pujara's departure at the not right time. But ultimately, when we are analyzing the game, we have to analyze more, right? Because that's not the only place that India lost. So we have been telling that from the start of the test, right from the time when the team has been decided that this is not the right team on a pitch that swings from day one or the first ball. This was never the team that India should have gone with. Maybe India should have gone with Siraj. I don't know. There can be a lot of questions. There's no ifs and buts, but we already said that any fan, actually maybe 1 billion fans would have known that when India picked the team, that this was not the right combination. So it's not like we did the magical thing of saying that, hey, India got it wrong at the first time. Every fan, except for the Indian team management, including the captain, decided to go otherwise. So we can play all this game alone, saying that how we play for India and we know what to do better. But when 1 billion people think otherwise, you have a problem, right? Either you are the top dogs or you don't know something, because ultimately you didn't get the result even if you think you're the top dogs, because ultimately New Zealand handsomely win the game. It was there was really no competition. So by winning by 8 wickets in a WTC, you expect the match to be a little more tight. Uh, and I did mention even before the game that even with the rain interruptions that India could lose, because 3 days is too much for India in English and swing conditions. I did mention that, and guess what? That has become true. And the reason why is, like, people can say that I'm skeptical, but if you look into India's batting in overseas conditions in third innings, even if India won in Australia, it is bad. And Kohli has acknowledged some of it, because he cannot escape it now, and he's saying that he's going to bring sweeping changes to the test team. And I'm definitely thinking that both Pujara and Rahane might be getting the axe. This might be the end of them. Like, if the England series would be the last, if India doesn't win the England series, and if Pujara and Rahane doesn't score big, and I am inclined to think that India are going to let them go. The reason why is, trust me, I'm a Pujara fan, I'm a Rahane fan, because when Rahane plays in swinging conditions, he looks the best Indian batsman. And Pujara, he has the attitude to grind. He's mentally strong. But these all aspects are good when there are runs to show for. Because if you don't have the runs, then there is nothing. Because previously, Virat Kohli was invincible. Now everyone would listen to Virat Kohli was because his willow was always talking. Now once his willow stops talking, now there would be even question mark on Virat Kohli, because it was Virat Kohli's team and he should have led from the front. And now for the past series, if you're looking into it, Virat Kohli has not done it also, which means that he cannot blame others, because he has himself to blame first, because he is also not scoring. It has been like 40 innings or so that Virat Kohli has scored an international 100. It's not that Virat Kohli is having a bad form, it's just that he's not scoring big, because in test match cricket, it's not about scoring 70s or 40s, it's about scoring big. And Virat Kohli has said it multiple times himself that in test cricket, if you get that start, you make them count. And it's the same thing that's not happening with Virat Kohli too. So all in all, it was a poor performance. Yes, the scoreboard doesn't reflect that much, but I have been saying that Bumrah, we have to see what's happening with Bumrah. And I'm really not happy with what's happening. And I'm even surprised to see that no one is even pointing out that, because people are thinking that, hey, he can have a one odd game, but that's not how it is, right? Like, if you're looking at it closely, you can see the problems. Like, I don't know if he has dropped in pace. I have not looked into it. Like, once I start looking into it, there are a lot of things that makes Bumrah click. And if one of the things is not there, then you have a big problem, right? Because we have seen in the past how Indian bowlers who come like very good to the international scene, they have an injury, they drop in pace, and then they drop out of the Indian team, and forever they don't come to the team. That's like a common template you have seen. It's so you cannot say that, hey, Bumrah has performed in the past. We have seen so many players like Bumrah who have been in this position and who have left the team. So India has a lot of things to do. They have to do some damage control, but definitely Virat Kohli should have an open mind. And I also feel that Virat Kohli is not fit enough to be the captain. And I'm not saying that Rahane should be, because I also think that Rahane's position is in the team is in question. The real reason why I said Kohli shouldn't be the team is there is nothing for Virat Kohli to show. Being number one ICC ranked team in one day, test and 2020, it doesn't matter if ultimately you don't get a trophy, which means Virat Kohli has not won an ICC trophy. And that has been happening over and over again. And questions would be raised if India doesn't win the next edition of the 2020 World Cup, which I don't think India is going to win as well, because India has problems. And I do see that people over the internet speak about Hardik Pandya not being included being the problem. I would say that people that please stop the blame game.
I don't know why.
Understand what's happening and try to really think, was Hardik Pandya going to make a change? Now, was going to make a difference? Now, I'm not saying that if I know that India made their changes wrong. Now, I'm not saying that if they made another change, that's going to make India work. It's not. Why? Because this set of batsmen are not capable of scoring in English swinging conditions, and that's a fact. That's a truth. We will have to acknowledge it. And I don't say we should move forward. We should move forward with a plan, because India doesn't seem to have a plan. India only cares about IPL and how much money they can make from ICC or
Yeah,
from other
yeah.
international
And
tournaments.
yeah, on that note, actually, I was seeing an interview with Latham, and they were saying like it's difficult to get into Bumrah's action, but that's what once I think all the New Zealand players have now learned how to get his action.
Yeah,
And
because if you look into Bumrah during the last tour of New Zealand, he got no wickets, right? If I'm right.
so New Zealand batsmen have now learned how to get, even the bowlers have learned to get the action of Bumrah, and that might be one reason that he's not getting into wickets, and also he's going for runs, and maybe his pace has dropped. So that point where they learned his action, that is the biggest turnaround I feel. And also like on Kohli's note, I think because it's been 2013 or something he took the captaincy, and since then like India has not won any ICC trophies yet, and even India has lost to Pakistan in the Champions Trophy. Yeah, never before that happened. So in an ICC event. So I think yeah, Kohli, it's time for Kohli to think actually. Like when things are not going, like he can concentrate as a batsman, and I think India need to develop a new skipper, thinking on the future prospects. I won't say that Rohit should come as a test captain, because Rohit, I don't know how many years would be left in Rohit.
And also his team in Test cricket is also in question, right? Because both the times he got set and he didn't make it count. Because in English conditions, you have to make most use of what you have gained. Like he played both innings, I think 60 balls plus, but still he couldn't make it count.
Anyway, he was the better out of the lot.
I mean, we cannot say because he is better, he needs to be made the captain. And that's what I said, right? Like India will have to look it through, thoroughly understand, and then replace Kohli. It's not like that's why I said like if we can't move forward like quickly. There should be some damage control, and there should be an ultimatum given to Kohli, right? Which is that's what I'm trying to say. Who can give that ultimatum? Will Sourav Ganguly do that? Because maybe Kohli is a better player than Sourav Ganguly, and that's how BCCI has always worked. Like the top dog always gets to make the decisions. Like even when MS Dhoni wasn't playing well, there was no people who would want to comment on him, right? And rather they wanted him to play even when we knew that he wasn't playing well. So these are like tough questions, and I've never seen them being answered by the Indian team.
I don't like why I would say that we need to start making the changes, because we have seen Sri Lanka, we have seen South Africa, what happened with them, with all those good players going going down and at a knot, in a like how the team has gone, like got damaged, or there's no team actually to play a good cricket with Sri Lanka and South Africa, because in a very short span that has happened. So that can happen with India. There is no point that India has a lot of talents, but you know how all that talents can come and be a team. That is what matters. So it would take time for India. So actually India should start thinking about that. So actually we were discussing on the last day game, but we went on to India's problems. So kudos to the New Zealand team. They have done really well and they deserve this. And like I was so sad when it rained, and they were saying that trophy might be shared. I said this in the last video also, because New Zealand, why should this happen with New Zealand like it used to happen with South Africa earlier? Because New Zealand is playing, and it was raining, it's not that fair. So anyways, I think India hi, hello, can you hear?
Yeah, we lost you for a moment.
Yeah, I think I don't. Manu was trying to ring. Maybe he want to join. I don't know. Just try. So anyway, so New Zealand deserve this win, and I think it's all the best to New Zealand for the next 2021-23 season. And we already have the schedule for the new World Test Championship.
Yeah,
in
it
2021.
definitely looks favorable to India because India doesn't actually tour difficult countries. Is it so? Like
But
I
New
saw
Zealand
it
also,
once.
yeah, New Zealand is also having it good because New Zealand is having games with Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and all. And let's see how it goes. It's not about how many games you win; it's about how you win it finally. Hope to get some good seasons of, world, like few series, good series. Anyway, we'll take leave now, not making this too long. It's already long, lengthier. So anyway, see you guys. Enjoy and stay tuned. We'll come back with more videos. Bye.